Nabwic Investment Club meeting.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, this is May 1st. It is now 6:36. This is the Nabwic Investment Club meeting. This is our normal monthly meeting for the Nabwic Investment Club. All right, so now let us go through the roll call. Members of the club, will you identify yourself? Please come off mute and say your name so that you can be marked as present.
Shelley Ransom Jackson.
Awesome.
Nicole Allen.
Doretha Dennis.
Ann McNeil.
Okay.
Right.
Is Carolyn here? Okay.
Yes, I am.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. So that should be now is Margaret here? Okay, fine. Now we have a number of guests that are here. Can you please come off mute and say your name? Mark you present. If that is okay? Come off mute, say your name.
Sonia Hickman.
Hi, good evening, ladies. My name is Sheila Jordan.
Hello, my name is Danielle Bennett. Hello, my name is Lorraine Simon.
Hi, hello, my name is Lakeisha. My name is Lakeisha Walker.
Claudia Hibbert Smith.
This is Mia Ferguson, Tim Ferguson, and Sanaya Ferguson from Dallas, Texas.
Hi, I am Kay Dugas.
Tiffany Cherry, Charlotte, North Carolina.
I am on.
Okay, are those all the guests? All right, thank you so much for that. So the next thing on the agenda, we have the agenda. The next item on the agenda is to actually approve the agenda as it is presented. Do we have any comments, or do we have wait a minute, I'm sorry. Are we accepting, or do we actually take a physical vote, an official vote on the agenda?
Yeah, I make a motion that we accept the agenda as submitted.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, thank you. Is there any discussion on the agenda? Are there any changes that need to be made? Okay, finding none, let's go ahead and take a vote. Just say aye.
Aye.
I do have I'm sorry, I do have a question.
All right.
Yeah, I do have a question on the agenda. Because we have so very many new people here, just wondering if part of our agenda, if we may want to consider moving the item up from on the agenda regarding the investment club membership in the event that everybody cannot stay for the entire meeting. So we want to just make sure that everybody knows this investment club is a part of the National Association of Black Women in Construction. And we are 7 years into this club. In the first 5 years, we did not open the club up for membership. And after 5 years, to open the club up, which is now. And so this agenda I'll see on the screen is a part of our regular monthly meeting and what we go through as a part of the club. So, Madam President and all the members, I'm just wondering if we might want to move up on the agenda the information about the membership enrollment in the event that everybody who's here to join the club may or may not have to sit through our entire presentation if they're only interested in information about the club. So I just wanted to share that as a part of the agenda, since our agenda is just a standard agenda where we go through our stocks and all of that. So
I'll make a motion to move up the membership discussion.
I second it.
Well, okay, but that's part of the whole set of operating documents. So we're going to take out one part of the operating documents and just discuss that. Is that?
I'm sorry. So can we because I see that is under old business in terms of acceptance of the club's key documents. So as a friendly amendment, the item 1 under old business as a friendly amendment, I would put the operating the bylaw. Well, actually, the bylaws are first. So if we talk about the bylaws and then the operating procedures, because the membership issue is about in the bylaws. Am I correct?
Correct. The bylaws does provide guidance on the membership criteria, and that information is also in the partnership agreement.
Okay, so then as it stands, the acceptance of the club's key documents, the order, just having to take it out of order. That's why I was seconded, because we're just taking this out of order to be done before the reports. And then after we have that discussion, then we would have the reports again, just for the benefit of those who may be interested in joining, at least being able to know the criteria.
So all we're going to do is just discuss the criteria. We're not going to go through the entirety of the bylaws, the operating procedures, and partnership agreement, just the criteria of membership.
Yeah, can I just make place in the motion? Just for the benefit of everybody who's here for the very first time. Our meeting is normally an hour, maybe 90 minutes for us to analyze stocks. Because this is our first orientation meeting where we're inviting new members, what we're discussing right now is how to give you information about how to start the club. So I'd like to maybe just suggest that each of you who are here for the very first time, could you put in the chat? And I know we didn't plan to do this, Nicole. I'm not sure if anybody's if any you or Doretha or Shelley know how to do a breakout. But in order for us to get through our agenda, we had planned, because we've been meeting now for almost 3 months, 3 to 4 times a week for an hour to prepare these documents. And so the meeting today is just to approve the documents, not to go through these documents again. And so with new members, we want them to be aware of what the criteria is for joining the club. And Nicole, as you know, this is one of the reasons why we talked about, as you've been the contact for new members, it would be possibly advisable that we give information once they put their desire in the chat, so that it does not hold up our meeting and we can continue to go on with our meeting. Nicole, you're on mute if you're talking.
Yes, I would agree with that. I agree. I don't have any objections to making that adjustment to discuss the membership requirements in advance of the other business.
Okay, because let me say it again, Sharon and Shelley and everybody, we've been going through these documents now for 90 days. So all we're doing today is approving the documents. We sent them out to the members to give your comments and all of that. And we kept doing that. Today, we're just approving the documents. So Nicole, do you know how to do a breakout? And maybe we can break out and take the new members in a possible breakout, because otherwise they wouldn't have to sit through our presentation. And for those who are interested in membership, the reason why it was so very important for you to be here today is because one of the requirements that Nicole is going to go over is that you have to attend at least 6 meetings and by the end of this year. And so a part of the 6th meeting, today's meeting does count. And for any reason if you have to miss a meeting between now and the end of the year, you have 1 meeting that you can miss. Okay. So that's why it was critical that we take attendance. And so again, if you are interested in joining this club, we're going to go back to our agenda. Oh, we're blessed with Jackie Perry. Good afternoon, good night, good morning, Miss Perry. How are you? I apologize.
Good night, Miss O'Neill. I'm doing fine. How are you?
Doing good. We're doing good. Well, May 1st is my first day back, Jackie, just so that everybody knows it now. Yes, I'm back. But so we want to make sure if you are interested in joining the club, could you in the chat, if you could say in the chat, I'm interested in joining the club, and here's all my contact information. And Nicole or Jackie, if somebody can create a breakout, we can move them. And Jack and Sharon, hopefully, we can get that worked out. We're excited to have so many people joining us for this first, inaugural meeting, if you will, where we're letting people into the club. But I don't want to belabor this by going into a lot of details, and we would be here for 2 or 3 hours if we try to do that and discussing, membership and questions that people have. Tiffany Cherry, you have a question?
So, Ms. Ann, hello, good evening. I just created a breakout session called Guest Info Breakout. So I can move people over there if you like, and whoever the leader would be.
You know what? Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yes, ma'am.
You're on mute, Aretha. Sharon, is that all right for you? So then that way we can continue with our meeting?
All right, that is totally fine. So new members are going out. We're going to continue the agenda as it is scheduled.
And Nicole is going to go into the breakout with them. So Tiffany, if you would be so kind, if you can move Nicole and everybody who puts in the chat that they're interested, Nicole is going to go over to the breakout and she's going to share on the screen the instructions for being a member of this club. That will allow us as members and anybody else who's interested in staying here with us, we're going to continue with our agenda. Okay. Nicole, will that work for you, Nicole? You're on mute, Nicole, please. You're on mute.
Yes, that does work.
Okay, Nicole. So Tiffany Cherry, we appreciate your help. Teamwork makes the dream work. So the people who have expressed interest in membership, they are putting their information in the chat, Tiffany. So if those who are in the chat, if you can move them to the breakout with Nicole, then that would allow them to go through all instructions with Nicole on how to become a member. That will allow us to continue with our meeting. Okay?
All right. Thank you.
Okay, Sharon, thank you.
Okay, so now we're back to the agenda. Is that my understanding? So Nicole has already gone off with the new member, so we'll come back to the secretary's report. Carolyn, are you prepared to give a treasurer's report? Carolyn, if you're talking, you're on mute. Is Carolyn still here?
I'm still here. I was just trying to get myself away from noise. Give me 1 second, please.
While she's getting away from noise, I'm going to say that this second month, I am going to say I don't really have a portfolio manager's report. If you are aware of the stock market, our portfolio mirrors what is happening with the stock market. And I'm just going to say I don't have a real report today. So as soon as we get Carolyn's treasurer's report, we can move on to the review of the portfolio, the stock watchers report. We can do that relatively quickly.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. This is Carolyn Mades. I send over the report. Can anyone share? Oh, actually on my phone, unless I have to log in to share the report. So I can do that.
Let me try.
Are you able to share the report? And Nicole is still here. Nicole, can you move yourself to the breakout?
I don't see the option for breakout yet.
on.
Give me just a second. I don't see an option for breakout. I do need to have access to share. I am not a co-host yet. But I don't see an option to move to a breakout room. Hold on.
I don't
Okay,
know
Nicole,
if
you are-
Tiffany opened it up correctly, Miss Ann, because I don't see it either, and I'm a host. I'm a co-host, and I don't see the option to go to the breakout room. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna try to help.
Okay, because it is there and I moved all the names, but I don't know why they're not.
Did you? Oh, so just so everyone knows, if she moved your name, you should see something on the top of your screen asking you to accept your position in the breakout room, and then it'll move you over. So
Nicole,
you
you
have to
are
accept.
Oh, I didn't see. Can she do it again?
Yeah, I don't see anything that allows me to accept on my name. I see view profile, mute audio, stop video, blur background, all of those different features, but I don't see anything. Is it just breakout room 1?
Yes, that's the one you
It should
did
say
right. It should guess right.
guest info breakout.
It says no.
Yeah, no, I don't. As a host, I don't see it either. No, I don't see it either.
Okay, now wait a minute. Okay.
Okay,
Now it's
Okay.
I've got an invitation, so it's working now, Tiffany. I'm going over.
Of course it would when I push the right button.
Okay, I see it now. Thank you.
All
Nicole,
right.
see it now, Nicole? Okay, I see it now.
I think Nicole has moved now. Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Is just for a quick call, is there anybody else in the main room right now that
Yes.
I over?
Yes, I am. I don't see. Well, I'm on Zoom on my phone, so maybe I'm not looking at the menu correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, if you just joined for the first time, just put in the chat interested in membership and they will move you to the breakout. Okay, Kay, I think you should be moved too.
Who was that last one?
Kay.
Kay.
Yes, I have not gotten the.
Yeah, but you just have to click the link. Click with, you have to acknowledge that you want to be moved.
I did put it in the chat.
You should,
I did.
on your screen, you should see something on your screen, top or right or top left, which allows you to move over to the breakout.
Okay.
You see it?
No.
She should be, I think she's in there now. Okay,
thank you.
anybody else, real quick?
Lorraine should be there. I'm still here. And Claudia Ann Hibbert Smith should also be pulled over. We're still here.
Who was that last one? I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. Lorraine, Simone, Simon.
Okay, yes. I think everybody's moved over. Oh, Timothy Ferguson. Okay. Okay, Claudine
And Marianne Kirk.
Mayam Kirk. Okay. Marianne. Okay. Okay. So everybody.
Right, thank you so much.
What about Natalie?
Natalie, are you interested in moving over to learn more? Okay, now, Dorit, are you able to pull up Carolyn's report? And are you also able to pull up Nicole's minutes so that we can approve those? Okay, and I'll go back to the agenda now. Thank you, everybody.
Okay. Your screen sharing
you
is
have a-
paused. My screen sharing is
Oh.
paused. Somebody need to give me access again.
But Doretha, I don't see you. You co-host, Doretha, so I'm not sure why that's so.
Okay, let me stop and share again.
Yes, just stop and reshare is fine.
Mhm.
Okay, Tiffany, can you move this person also?
Yes, I will go ahead and do that.
Thank you.
Okay. It's still telling me your screen sharing is paused. Can you see my screen?
It says Windows Update. Can you
No.
stop sharing?
Yeah, I just stopped.
Okay, Carolyn, you may have to, if it's possible, are you able to share your report? Because
Okay, give me 1 second for me to log in because my I lost the link to log in because I've been using it for something else. So I have to get the access to get into from my
Shelley, Shelley, are you in a position to help share screen?
Yes, give me a second.
Yeah, Jackie Burham, not sure if you're here for new membership or if you're on mute.
Carolyn, can you see my screen?
Oh, you got it.
Oh, okay. I shared mine too.
Okay.
Okay.
I can stop sharing. Is that you or me?
This is me. This is me moving because mine says yours says your screen sharing as well.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Can you still see the
We
report?
can.
Yes, I can. Thank you so much.
Okay.
One, I will have to log in so I can have the number, the Zoom information on my laptop. Again, good afternoon, everyone. Today's treasurer's report as of April 30th. It shows the membership dues to date collected is $475. The assessment is the assessment of 2024 that is collected as of April 30th, 2024 is $170.49. We had some expenses for the year. We have the maintenance fee of $10 every month. We have a member withdrawal of the $2,707.56 and the cashier's fee for $8. Here we had Nicole Allen paying in advance, so she have $200 paid in advance. So every month we will just go ahead and deduct that amount. And the TD Bank balance as of April 30th, 2024, $2,684.17. And I also add to this report, we have the cash available as of April 30th. We have the TD Bank of $2,684.17. Child Squad that I saw last night. I'm not sure if that's the total amount, but as of last night, it was $523.97, giving you a cash total of $3,208.14. I also had we also have the accounts payable as of April 30th. We have Moore and Associate, the CPA, for the taxes of $900. We have a member payout pending of $2,567.16 with a total liability of $3,467.16. I created accounts receivable as of April the 30th, 2025. You'll see that the total amount was $410. The portfolio as of last night, yesterday, that will be April 30th, this is the total showing on the system, but that may not be the actual. But as of last night, when I looked at the report, it shows the portfolio amount of $16,063.91. And in the email, I also sent a copy of the March portfolio statement. Are there any questions to the report? I also have, yes, I added one more again with the club member evaluation by percentage as of April 30th. And this is, as you can see, the percentage by each member based on the contribution to the club. And that's it for me. If there's any questions, feel free to ask any questions. If there is none, that's the end of my report.
Okay, very good. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful report, Carolyn. So is there a motion to accept the report?
I move to accept the report.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Is there a second to that?
Second.
Thank you so much. Is there any discussion now on the treasurer's report? Okay, seeing none, please everyone just say aye if you are in agreement.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, aye. Okay, nay if you are not. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. Let's move on to the next thing. I've already indicated I am not prepared to give a portfolio report. I'm always prepared to give a portfolio report. This is one of those months that I am not. Is it all right with the group? We can, if you would like. I cannot, I'm in a position that I cannot go to my iClub. If someone could go to my iClub, we could quickly at least see the heat map. We can review, we can see the heat map. I don't think that anything really has changed. The next thing that I can tell you is that we are still not in compliance with BI goals in terms of our in terms of our diversification. We are supposed to have 25% small, 50% medium, and 25% large. And it's the same as last month. We're very heavily weighted with large, and we only have like 4% in small. So, I mean, when it comes to those types of things, we are not in BI compliance. So thank you so much for that. Awesome. So as you can see, most of our stock still are in, green means that they are still making money. We already know that Disney has not made money in a long time. We've been holding on to Disney for I guess sentimentality, but we're going to have to start really thinking about doing a deep dive on Disney and making a decision as to what we're going to do. We know that ultimately Disney is going to pull through, but guidance says that being sentimental doesn't mean that you hold stock. So we need to do a deep dive on Disney. Nice. Unfortunately, I believe that I think that Anne and I brought Nice to the club. We need to do a deep dive on Nice. It's been struggling. I don't know that it is totally about the economy. There's issue with Nice for several months. So we're going to need to look at Nice, Qualis, Cactus, which is WHD, and PRLB. Those are the three. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to look at everything that's in pink and close to red. Other than that, that's really all that I have to say. I did not do any deep analysis on our stock portfolio this month. Are there any questions? If not, I don't even know if that was worth accepting. I guess we still have to accept what I said, and we will have a detailed portfolio report next month.
I make a move to accept the portfolio report as read.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there a second?
Aretha, accept.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Is there a discussion? If there is no discussion, let's just go ahead and take vote. Yeah, everyone just vocalize aye.
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 Are there any nays? Okay, great. What is next on the agenda?
I see Ann McNeil's hand raised.
And did you just not take your hand down from the last time?
No, I raised my hand for the first time to just suggest we go ahead and approve the minutes. If Aretha can read the minutes into the meeting from for secretary who's out with the members, new members, then we can approve the secretary's report.
Okay, all of the members are back. Everybody's back in the room. Nicole is here.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So if Sharon, if Nicole want to go ahead and give the secretary's report, then we can go ahead and accept that report.
Sure. I'm sorry. Where are you?
Back to the secretary's report.
Okay. All right. So, the secretary report. So for the past, as Ann mentioned earlier, for the past, I don't know, 3 months or so, we've been diligently working on making adjustments to all of our legal documents. This includes the partnership agreement, bylaws, as well as our operating procedures as an organization. We have successfully completed those edits, and all of the members should have access to those documents. They are open at this point for comments. We'd like to finalize them, I would assume, in the next week or two. So please use track changes to make any comments or suggestions that you may have to those documents. In addition to that, we've also looked at some of the key documents regarding our beneficiary information, how we actually invite new members to join our organization, and some tracking measures to ensure that they are accounted for as we look to involve new members in the organization in the next coming. Additionally, we did discuss several items which I believe are still on the parking lot surrounding systems and processes, and those will be identified at a later date. I think that concludes the secretary's report. Are there any questions or?
Okay, if that concludes the secretary's report, do we have a motion to accept the report?
I make a motion that we accept the secretary's report. This is Doretha.
Doretha, do we have a second?
I make a second. I have a question. I second the motion.
Okay, so you, all right, we have discussion. Go ahead.
We could move the discussion over to the executive board meeting for the minutes. So I
don't understand.
yield to move.
Do we need a motion, Ann, to move it?
Okay, we have a motion and we have a second.
Mm-hmm.
We on yesterday that any items that we needed to discuss in an executive meeting, we would move that item to the executive meeting to be discussed versus discussing it here in front of everybody. So I'm just saying that the minutes, I'm looking for the minutes. I'm looking for a copy of what you just read, Nicole. So that's my discussion.
Yeah, I will share a copy of the meeting minutes. I will add that to our documentation.
Okay, thank you. So I made a second to the motion, so we can move it to accept the minutes of the minutes from the secretary, please. Thank you.
So I'm still not clear. Did you have, was there discussion? And if there was discussion, does Doretha have to go back and agree to your amendment?
No, just move the motion. No discussion, Sharon.
Okay, very good. All right, I'll say aye if you are in agreement with accepting the treasurer, the secretary's report.
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any nays? Awesome. Thank you so much. So moved. So the next thing on the agenda is a stock watcher report. Who's up first? I don't see the agenda anymore.
Okay, I believe I'm up first. This is Doretha. We'll start with the three stocks that I have. I have Amazon, Cactus, and Air Lease. I will start with Air Lease. They are a medium-sized company, rental and leasing industry. The sector is industrial, and today their stock price is $46.76. They are a company that engages in purchasing and leasing commercial jet aircrafts. They lease, sell, and rent them. As of December 2024, they had purchased 65 new aircrafts from Airbus and Boeing. Their fleet grew by 7.4% to a $28.2 billion. They now have a total of 489 aircrafts. They do service 58 countries and 116 airlines. With the tariffs in place, this will impact their pricing for their customers, for their maintenance and for their parts. So I think that we should hold at this time with what we have, with the number of stock that we have, the number of shares that we have in this stock. The next one is Cactus, a company that manufactures, sells, and rents well heads and pressure control equipment. They have 1,600 employees and located in Texas. I find that interesting. They make these parts and service these parts for oil and gas. They've had some difficulties the first 3 months of the year, first 4 months of the year, because of the tariff. They've had a decrease in their stock of 37%. Let's see. However, they do have a no debt of any kind, so this is a plus for them. The analysts are expecting Cactus to have a turn in the next couple of years, 2025, 2026, and two, I think we should just hold for this stock, no buy, no sell. The last one I have is Amazon. Everybody's familiar with Amazon. They are the largest online retail. They're located in Washington, D.C. They are e-commerce business with extensive distribution network with the same day delivery. Their profits soared to $29 billion this past year, from the prior year of $18 billion. I think I kind of have that wrong. Last year's operating profits soared to $29 billion from the previous year of $18 billion. There we go. They do have service all of the countries around the world. So they are the largest. Their prime service component, they have a large number of clientele. They have 180 million members in the United States and another 20 million overseas. They do have plans to expand to the pharmaceutical business, the entertainment market. And with that said, I think we should still hold, not buy or sell any of those shares, especially with the tariffs in place. That's my report.
Very nice.
Okay. I'm sorry, Doretha, can you repeat the final suggestions for your companies?
Sure, a hold for all three. A hold
Okay.
for all three.
Okay.
Good report, Doretha.
Thank you.
So next three are for Ann McNeil. You ready?
No, I was not, no, I'm not ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I tried to send that to you early enough so that you would be able to do it. Carrie, you have the next three.
Wait, because when we met, Doretha, Sharon, and Nicole were going to report. I was not on the list to report, neither was Carolyn or Shelley. So unfortunately, if I had known in advance, I could have prepared that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, we're doing a new stock presentation, but every meeting, we're encouraging members to provide an update on our existing portfolio.
Exactly.
And I think
No,
this is
yeah, this is stock.
okay.
No, my
Okay.
apologies.
Okay, Carolyn.
Yes, there's first I must say I got three. However, we do not have the WE, that's the Edwards Life, on our portfolio. I checked it yesterday and we do not have that on our portfolio. So we just so we have the EA, which is the Electronic Arts. We have 5 stocks in that. And the sector is communication and is the largest global developer and publisher of games, video games. And it closed today at $145.09. The beta is 0.08 and it's on a hold right now. The second one I have is the Beta. That's I guess it was Facebook before, and they changed the name. It's a social media company, and it's also a communication service, and it's a large company. And it closed with today at $549, and we only have 2 stocks in that. That too is closed. That too is a whole. Also, is a whole. So that's the information I have on those 2 stocks.
You're saying Edward Life Science is not a part of our portfolio anymore?
I haven't seen it. Nope.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So it looks like I'm up next. So the stocks that I have is Gildan. Gildan is an activewear company, actually an apparel and manufacturing company. It's considered consumer cyclical. The current price of the stock is $46.12 as of yesterday. It is considered a medium-sized company, and the Morningstar grade is considered an A. After doing the analysis of the stock, I looked at the exposure to the tariffs and whether or not there would be income for most people to consider purchasing additional apparel. So I made some adjustments that align with the consumer sentiment. The evaluation came out to be a hold, looking at a high, a price range of $41.70 to $75.02. We might want to consider selling if that stock exceeds that $75 range, as it is expected to not meet the upcoming second quarter of its 2025 expectations. The next stock is Jinko Solar. Jinko Solar right now is trading at $17.16. It is in the industry of solar. It's considered a technology stock, and it's also considered a large company with the Morningstar grade of a D. Jinko Solar has been very big in the photovoltaic solar industry, particularly around the western part of the United States, so California all the way up. But there has been some growing concerns about the energy, environmental and energy policies, and of course the funding to support such projects. So it significantly has declined in terms of its expected growth potential over the next 5 years. With that being said, the PE ratios still seem to be fairly good. I have it right now in a buy range, which may need to be adjusted because the pricing does seem to be a lot more significant than its 52-week high. So at this time, its current PE ratio is 25.9, which is really good. It's looks like it's been in that range for quite some time, but there's still some market unrest. So I would recommend a buy on Jinko Solar if we were to be inclined to carry more technology stock. And then the last stock that I have is NICE. NICE is, again, a technology stock. It's considered industry application. The current price is $155.85. It has a Morningstar grade of a B, and it's considered a medium-sized company. The analyst estimate for that stock did reduce. We were initially around 14%. Now analysts is only estimating a 7.3% growth in the next 2 years, with an earnings per share of about 15%, which is still really good. In taking on the analysis, we use the current PE ratio, which is 73.2, which is very nice, especially for this industry. I'm sorry, I see something that popped up. And so when we put that information together, looking at the current low market rate, it is considered a buy. The buy range for this stock is anywhere between $137 to $357. So my recommendation would be to buy for Jinko Solar as well. I mean, for NICE as well. Any questions?
Very nice reports. Very nice reports.
Okay.
Question.
Thank you.
Is Jinko, what is the size of Jinko?
Jinko, I believe, is a little bit less than 10 billion. I mean, greater than 10 billion in sales. And NICE, I believe, came out to be medium. So anywhere between 1 billion and 10 billion.
So it is a medium-sized company.
Yes.
Okay.
Jinko is a large company.
So the issue with Jinko is that we have too much in terms of, so that's the problem with Jinko.
Exactly.
Okay, very
okay.
Okay. So Shelley?
I am not prepared this meeting, but I will be prepared for the April meeting.
Awesome. So we'll move on. So that means me. I have Square, Western Alliance, and Zoom. So for Square is currently at $59.01. For the 18-month projection, Value Line says that it will go anywhere from a low of 44 up to a high of 112. It has a B plus financial strength, and in looking at the issue with Square is that they're saying that it has a narrow moat, and that it has a problem with growing. When I went through it, first of all, it is considered large, and it's large tech, and I had it as a hold. Just hold what we have. I would not recommend buying more. In terms of Western Alliance, that also has a B plus financial strength. It is, hold on. It is a medium financial, and it is currently at $71.66. I'm trying to see where the rest of my notes are. The one thing that I have on here is that we should not buy more. What they're saying is that it has been making money, but its financial situation has been up and down, and that it is not, that definitely you should hold what you have, but if you have money, they're basically saying that you should put it elsewhere. I'll do better next month, but I from the reports that I read, I wouldn't sell it, but I would not make a recommendation to buy more. My last is Zoom. And Zoom, was there a comment? Okay.
No.
My last is Zoom. It has a B plus plus financial strength, and it is currently selling at $77.75. What Value Line is saying is that for the next 5 years, it could go anywhere to a low of 70 to a high of $105. Morningstar is saying that currently, even though it's selling at $77.75, its fair market value is $92. It is a medium, and it is tech stock. I think we have a lot of tech stock, but it is a medium. Yeah. And I would, if we had the money, I would make a recommendation that we buy more Zoom. That's the only one that I recommend. That
the recommendation is a buy for Zoom?
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, so the Stock Watchers report.
Yes. So we have Doretha Dennis, Sharon Jackson, and myself.
All right, who goes?
Anyone like to go first? Okay, looks like Doretha is starting.
Oh, Doretha, this is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Doretha, you're on mute.
Yes, I am. Okay. I was saying that this beautiful presentation was done by another member in the group. And I say, why reinvent the wheel? And so I just updated it. So let me see if I can get this to, I'm quite sure you guys can see it. So let me just give you some information from it. EXL Service Holdings, the symbol EXLS, a global company that provides digital solutions and analytics to help businesses improve outcomes and growth. They were founded in 2002 and is headquartered in New York, New York. I am so exhausted today. 54,000 members, employees, and let me hit this one really quickly. A medium-sized company, the price to in 2024, $28.43. Today's price, $46.31. In 2023, they did have a 5-to-1 stock split. That became effective on that particular day of August 1st, 2023. That meant that the shares of this particular company before August 2nd is now equal to 5 shares. They went from 400 million shares, from 100 million shares to 400 million shares. Their management, Rohit Kapoor is the chairman and CEO of the company. He is also a member of the board of directors, and this company was co-founded in April of 1999. Excuse me. Why I think this is a high quality growth company. Of course, I'll show you in a moment, their front page of their SSG is up, straight, and parallel, meaning they're increasing in sales and their earnings per share. They are steady and constant in their rate, and they are growing about the same rate, which makes them parallel. Are they sufficient is the growth sufficient for this company size? They are a medium company and they do demonstrate sufficient continuous growth over the last 10 years. It has shown a 12.6% growth in sales, which is approximately 1.6 billion, and in an average of 18.6% in earnings per share. It has a debt to capital ratio of 30%, which still makes it a good stock. Okay, so now I'm going to give you a quick live SSG. Let me stop sharing for a moment and let's take a look at the page for the SSG. As I said, the BI principles, one of their main principles is that when you look at this particular graph, analyzing the growth and quality, you want these lines on the graph to be going up, straight, and parallel. And as you can see, this is what we have for this particular company. For their historical sales, they have an average of 3.9%. I'm sorry. I chose an 11 for the 11% for their sales. That's my projection. And then for earnings per share, 14%. You can see here the analyst has a projection of 11.7% for sales and a 15.0% for earnings per share. Their debt to capital ratio is 29.2%, which make that, let me see, am I reading that correct? Which makes, yeah, as I said, makes this a good company. Let me move to this next page, which is where we have our high PE and low PEs. I only took out one outlier in the low PEs, is 15.7. It wasn't quite in line with the others in that 20% ratio. And for the highs, so we have a total of an average of 38.9% for a high PE and a 23.9% for a low PE. The 5-year average earnings ratio, 31.4%, and the current earnings ratio, a 40.1%. Forecast high price, $79.02 with an average high PE of 34%. A low price of $25.04 with a low PE of, I chose a 21, which gives us a whole range. That means we have a forecast high price of $79, a low price of $25. The current price today is $48.48. That was as of yesterday. An upside downside ratio of 1.3 to 1, a potential price appreciation of 63%. When we look at the bottom part of this chart, it shows us that the compound annual return using the forecast high PE gives us an annual rate of return of 10.3%. And using the average, using the forecast average PE, that gives us an annual return rate of 5.7%. So that puts us in a whole range, which would be between $38 and $65. That puts us in a whole range.
Can you show us the chart to show
Okay.
high to gain? Go back down.
Okay.
Yeah. See right there, that blue bar, it says show / high gain versus loss chart.
There you go.
Oh, I see. So it's right in the middle of the hole too.
Right in the middle. Right in the middle of the hole. I think if we were closer to this buy, if we were further down the chart, we could be in that buy range. But we're right in the middle of that hole. Yes.
I get it.
Okay. Are there other questions or concerns? Any other part of this SSG you'd like to see?
Can you share a little bit about its competitors in this space?
Okay. Let's look at the peers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're all right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. All of them falling about the same spot. The average, the industry average, which is this blue line, they're falling right in line with them. Now, IT, yes, they had a large growth, and then all of a sudden they had a huge drop. So right now they're right in line with everyone else. Okay. Any other questions or comments, concerns?
Have they had their annual meeting this year?
They did have that. They did have their annual meeting. I did not have a moment to look at the results of their annual meeting, but I am, because they are using part of technology, they are also falling, with the cloud and all of that. They are being affected by the tariffs also. Not as much yet, but in the next couple of months, I'm sure we will see probably a drop in their PEs and their price and all the other things that comes with a company like this.
Interesting. Are there any market news that may hint to, I guess, any insights into the next quarter, or are there any planned acquisitions, any buybacks, or reallocation of any of their resources, or anything like that could, I guess, improve the viability of the company?
Nicole, I'm gonna have to be very honest with you. I didn't look into that. I am quite sure. I don't think there is any officers. There are no new officers that would affect the company. But acquisitions, I didn't look into that. I didn't look into that. Next month, I'll come back with some more information about this company.
Okay. And Ann has her hand raised.
Ann has her
question.
Go ahead, Ann.
Yeah, I think we may want to look closely at this tariff situation, similar to what happened with the housing debacle, what happened with COVID situation, where everything that was of value was impacted, went on sale. And so I think we may want to review the idea of, because of the tariff, it's not a good time to buy. The prices
Not a good time to buy.
I think
go ahead, Ann. I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
I think it just might be the opposite. I think that this may be a good time to pick up some stock that are going on sale because of the tariff, because if they're good values, a good value company, turn around, and when it's turned around, can we afford it? So I really think we may want to just reshift how we think about this downturn and look at it as an opportunity to buy.
When you look at Morningstar and their evaluation, that comment was made. You also, so that comment is made. It's made when you go to Motley Fool. They're really good about that in terms of saying, this company like Zoom. That was the comment that they said about Zoom. Zoom is down now. This is a good time for you to buy Zoom. So that is a good comment. That is a good thing to look at. I'm just saying that a good place to find those is in the discussion, in Value Line, in the discussion that, Doretha, we looked at that a couple months ago in Morningstar because they have good analysis on that. And then in Yahoo Finance, when you go down to the current news articles, I just can't get into a lot of them because they seem kind of sensational. Motley Fool is not. So if Motley Fool does an article on them, I read it, and that's, they're usually spot on. So I'm just saying, those are some good, I may have some other recommendations, but those are some places that I've found that gives good recommendations in terms of, hold off on it now, or this is a good time to go in there and buy.
I agree.
Okay, are there any questions? I think you did an excellent job, Doretha. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, who's up next? Nicole, would you like? No, I want to go before Nicole. Nicole always gives such good in-depth presentations. I want to go before Nicole. Now, this is my issue. I already told you that I am in a compromised situation. I would very much appreciate if someone would go to BI and pull up, because I'm not sure with what I have if I have the ability to share. Yeah, now, can someone just go to BI and do Fortinet, and I'll give you the numbers and my reasonings?
Yeah, I can do that. Give me just a second. I'm going to share my screen. Where are you? Okay. And share. All right. And what's the ticker? Let's see. Hopefully my.
Is it FNTN?
Okay, FNTN.
Oh, that's it. No. Just type it.
It comes straight up. If you do FORTIN, it'll come right up.
There it
Yeah,
is, FTN. Got it.
Nicole, I'm hand raised real quick if I can.
Sure.
Yeah, I just want to acknowledge we have had new people come on while we've been discussing these stocks and just have not acknowledged them, and people have come on and dropped off. So I just want to just mention that so that those who came on for the membership, if you're interested, you just came on, just put your information in the chat because we've already covered that. But out of respect for the fact that you did just come on before you drop off, I just want to mention that if you're interested in the club, just put your contact information in the chat and put interested, and we're going to continue with our agenda. Thank you, Nicole and Sharon.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Now, Fortinet is a medium-sized company. The sector is in technology, software infrastructure. Morningstar gives it a grade B in health. It has, thank you for bringing that up. So Fortinet is a platform-based cybersecurity vendor with product offerings covering network security, cloud security, zero trust access, and security operations. So the big thing, and it is a California-based firm. It has 800,000 customers across the world. Now, the big thing is here, we have a lot of technology, but it is a medium-sized company. If you delete 2015, 16, 17, and 18, those lines should become even more up. Go up on the graph and it because it does all of them at the same time.
Go up in graph? What do you mean?
Go up, come down, and you say 15, 16, 17, 18 across the bottom line.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
And it automatically. Okay. And you still have 15 and 17 in there.
Oh, I'm sorry. 15, 17.
Okay. See how the lines become more up, straight, and parallel? And you still have 5 years. Okay, 5 years of information. So that right there tells you that that gets us over the first hump as to whether we want to review this stock. Now, yes, up, straight, and parallel. It has, according to Morningstar, a B++ financial strength. Value line projects.
Sorry.
Okay, that's all right. So in forecast, I looked at two things. I went to value line in terms of historical sales, and then I went to sentiments. So sentiments had 11.5, value line had 13. I chose 12, okay, just to go in between the two of them. The discussion in value line was very positive about Fortinet, okay? Now, in terms of the next, and that's historical EPS, sentiment, I believe, had 3.3, and value to reverse that. Value line had 3.3, and I think sentiment had 3, and I went ahead and used 3 for a 5-year estimate for EPS. Now, if you go down and you look at their debt, they have been really working hard at decreasing their debt. Okay, you can see it has in the last, it jumped, and I'm going to apologize right now. I don't know why it jumped in 2023, but they worked very hard to drop it. So they have been working to decrease their debt. All right, if you would go to is someone talking to me? If you could go to valuation and return, were you going to say something, Nicole?
No, I wasn't. Sorry.
Awesome. Now, the only one that I clicked out was everything was very in line. in terms of earnings, price earnings ratio. All right. It's not a whole lot of difference between what they did from year to year, except that one year that they did 102. You know, you can strike that. But other than that, they've been pretty consistent. Now, in terms of their high, the average high PE, I think that Sentiment had 4.3 and Value Line had them at 2.5. So again, I took it in the middle and I did for their average high PE, I did 3.5, if you could put that in there for me. Hassan?
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now,
This is do you mean the average, do you mean 3.5 or 33.5?
no, I looked at that. And
Okay.
nope, I think I meant exactly what I said.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Now, I have another one, don't I? Go down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, go to the forecasted low price.
All right.
Okay. For me, it seemed to me, I don't know why I didn't write it down. I'm apologizing. Can you do me a favor and go to sentiment for me?
Sure.
Because I did not write that down. So you got to click on sentiment. Go up top and you click on it. If you click
Okay.
on low PE. No.
Okay.
See where sales is in green? And if you go across,
Mm-hmm.
yes. Okay. So I think it's like a dime's worth of difference. I would go with 30.2.
Okay. So I'll go back to the valuations and add the low P, and you're saying 30.2?
Or just 30. Yes, either one.
Okay.
Because right now they're saying the average low on theirs, 5-year low, I think was about that. No, I must have done that wrong because I didn't come up with the cell. Maybe I didn't put in the 3. Go back and put in go back
You want to
and
see what the sentiment is for the high P?
yeah. So I think Value Line had them at 45.
Okay.
So go back and put say 46 and take it, between the middle.
Okay, 46.
Yeah, that's what I got. I got a hold. That's
All right.
exactly what I got. I got a hold. I got a hold also. The one thing now, can you go and there's nothing you can do, even if you go to that chart, hide a gain and versus loss chart.
Mm-hmm. Where is that chart?
Okay, go back down and there's a bar. Let's see. Right up at right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that doesn't hold. That doesn't do me any good at all. So we're
Okay.
way up at the top. So it's a very good company. They Morningstar had a lot of very good things to say about Fortinet. Value Line had a lot of very good things to say about it. I will continue to monitor it and see if the things change so that it can be, a buy for us. But right now, it's a solid hold.
Okay. So the recommendation as a whole.
Yes.
Any questions?
No, for me.
Say it again.
I'm sorry, what was your recommendation, Doretha, for EX?
Wasn't that a hold also?
Okay. I can't remember, sorry.
Yeah, it wasn't a cell. It wasn't a cell.
Okay. All right. Oh, looks like I'm running low on batteries. Hold on. Okay. All right, I might have to transition. So I'll go ahead and get started. What, I mean, was that the end of the presentation? Was any questions? Okay. See. Let's see. Okay. So my company, sorry, I'm trying to get it in presentation mode. Oh, I got too many slides open. Give me just a second. Oh, start from the beginning. Okay. All right, guys, give me a second. I need to get, I'm gonna have to change my location. Sorry. And I might have to, I gotta plug up. Okay, all right, I'm gonna, that I can use all my power. All right, is this now, oh, is this showing okay?
Yes.
Okay, all right, so I will be discussing Axos Financial. Axos is it's a technology stock in the financial sector. A little bit about the company. It's actually a holding company, which has two main parts to it. The first part is mostly tech driven, so it's the non-traditional bank, so they process a lot of different financial transactions. And then the other part is more of fintech, offering like banking services. A little bit of overview about the company. This ticker is AX. Its headquarters in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was founded in 2000, and their business model is a digital first bank offering for consumers and business banking. So they do a lot of lending in both the commercial and the private space. So like first time home buyers, small residential projects, and then they also offer investment activities. That's Right now, the company has a little over $23 billion in assets, and it provides banking and securities related services online. So they don't have any physical branches or home banks. At the end of June of 2024, it had loans roughly about $19 billion. And most of that was from deposits. Okay, some of the key differentiators between this particular banking financial institution is the use of its technology and how it continuously focuses on innovative applications for its user as well as efficiency. There are no plans for it to become a full-fledged bank in any way, so they're going to continue to improve in that fintech space. The current price as of a day or so ago was about $62.84. It has roughly $3 billion in terms of its market capitalization. The PE ratio right now is about 9.5, which is a little bit low for this particular sector of stocks. Earnings per share is roughly around $6.62 per share. Again, its 2023 revenues was a little over $1 billion, roughly $1 billion, and the net income was about $240 million. Morningstar gives it a B minus, which was upgraded. It was a C last year in 2024. So it's been upgraded to a
Well, we lost Nicole. Hello, can I be heard?
Yes, I can hear you, Sharon.
Okay. So, we lost Nicole.
Sharon, do we have a quorum to move forward with
I
the
we do have a quorum. Let's go on to the next part of the agenda, and if she comes on, comes back, we can finish her presentation.
yes.
Okay, very good. So, Doretha, do you have the ability to put the agenda up?
Actually, all right, I have the agenda up. Hold on one second.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So the next thing on the agenda, we were here.
Oh,
So we're old business.
okay. So the deal is, Ann has already said that have worked for the last good 2 months on the bylaws, the operating procedures, and the partnership agreement. And we sent them out. We really did not want to discuss them. So I would like to take a motion to approve the club bylaws, operating procedures, and partnership agreement. If I get a second, and we can discuss if we have discussion. Is there anyone that would like to move those?
I'll move the acceptance of the club's key documents.
Okay, thank you so much. Is there a second?
I second it.
Awesome. Is there any discussion? Okay, very good. So we have a motion, we have a second, no discussion. So what I would like is for everyone to come off mute and say aye that are in agreement with passing our operating documents.
Aye.
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 Awesome. Thank you so much for that. All right. And now, I don't know how I lost it, but I'm looking at a young lady right now. I need to go back to the document. Okay. What is next on the agenda? For some reason.
Hold one moment. Let me pull it back up. Okay. Second, it's saying my screen is sharing is paused. Give me 1 second. See what's going on here. Oh. So is somebody else sharing screen? Or have their screen share on? Hello?
I don't.
No?
No,
I don't either. I don't
Oh.
either.
Okay, give me 1 second. Let me try that. Let me open it up again. Damn, paused. Mm, mm, mm. Do you see anything yet?
No, it just says that you has started screen sharing, but it's the.
But you don't see anything. Yeah, it's all right. Okay, give me one. Let me see. Someone has this because it's saying that my screen sharing is paused. And it isn't letting me all right. Oh wait, let me see something. All right, let me just close everything really quickly.
I think Nicole was the last one to share, right?
Well, but it actually has multiple participants can share simultaneously. So yeah, so that's why I'm wondering if there's anyone else sharing.
Is it something somebody else can share on your behalf? What preparing to share?
I was sharing the agenda, but that's okay. What I'll do is I'll go ahead and tell you what's next on the agenda. Um, all right, so what's next on the agenda is all right, so we did the acceptance of the club's key documents. Number 2 was payout of club member Katina McClinton.
Excuse me 1 second. I just go back and just confirm. We've made a motion to approve and accept these documents.
Yes.
Right. And so just want to make sure we're clear because earlier Nicole called coming back to update the documents. And so we're gonna review these documents in 2026. So if there are any changes or anything like that we need to do, we can do that next year. I just want to make sure we're not coming back again to
What
have
was what was Nicole because I can't recall right now. What was she going to modify on the document?
And when we first started the meeting, she was talking about she was explaining what we did in terms of these documents over the last 90 days. And then she said comment about coming back next month. And I just want to just make sure we're approving these documents right now. We've already made a motion, a second, and voted to approve these so that we're all very clear. The one document
go ahead.
can see was Sharon and Doretha. I didn't see the annual report approval. If we need, oh, I'm sorry, it is here on them too. So I guess that was the next thing after we do payout. Okay, all right, I'm good. Just want to make sure that we're done with that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Now, Carolyn, do you have anything any more to add about the payout for Katina? I know that you went over that briefly during the treasurer's report. Is there anything else that you need to add? I guess what I really wanted to know is, do we have to sell stock in order to be able to pay out Katina, or do we have enough cash? Is she still there?
I'm still there. I was waiting for you to finish speaking.
Thank you.
And the answer to that question is yes, we do have to sell. That's why I give a detailed report of what we have and the accounts payable and the cash we have available. So yes, we will have to.
Okay, very good. Okay, so I hate for this to go another month. So so let me ask you, we
one more, madam.
Go ahead.
The other thing is that if we can get, I know in the it also have the assessment. If we can get the assessment approved, the draft that I send over, and we start paying, maybe we don't need to sell any stocks, but based on the assessment, when we make this payment for the assessment, we can use that money to assist in getting the total amount paid.
So let me ask you a question about doing that method. Isn't the assessment specifically for targeted for specific items?
Yes, it is. But if we need cash right now, yes, we can sell the stocks if we want to sell it now, or we can use what we have, and then we sell the stocks at a later time. Because the next payment is two payments we have right now is the accountants and Katina. The next payment we have is in August and September. The August is for the membership and September is for my iClub.
I have hands.
All right. And
Sharon Ann has her hand raised.
Okay, very good. Okay, Ann.
Yeah, I just would like to make a motion that we take the assessments to pay off the balance of what we owe to Katina.
Is that the motion?
And I second it.
Okay, very
So
good.
wait, so I'm sorry, don't we already have a motion on the floor?
Not to take the assessment and pay her from the assessment.
No, I'm talking about.
Pardon me?
All right.
We have another motion on the else?
No. Okay, that's okay. Disregard.
Yeah, the Katina was the second thing. Okay, so we had a motion by Ann, and I believe that was seconded by Doretha to use the assessments to use, I guess, to pair with the existing cash to go ahead and pay Katina out. So is there any more discussion on that? Okay, let's go ahead and vote that up or down. Everyone that is ready, say aye if you're in agreement.
Aye.
Okay. Aye. Okay, are there any nays? Okay, very good. It looks like it carries. The next item on the agenda is.
Karen, I do have a question though before we proceed. Carolyn, what is the net difference between the cash we have available and the assessment money we need to raise from us paying our assessment? What's the delta difference?
One moment, let me check that for you.
Okay, thank you. So Sharon, I'm asking that so then we can go ahead and process, for those of us who can go ahead and pay that assessment, whatever that difference is, if we can do that prior to the next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
So at this point, we have money to pay her in TD Bank, because TD Bank cash is $2,684.17. Her payout is $2,567.16. However, we need to pay the CPA also, so that's why there's a difference of almost like a 200 and something dollars from the amount that the liability and the cash in the let me take that back. The cash in the bank. I'm not using portfolio. One moment.
How long have I been off?
I didn't realize you were off. We didn't realize you were off until you asked to join again.
Yeah, you've been
Oh,
gone
wait a
for a
minute.
long
So
time.
you did hear it? Because I just finished. I
Yeah,
looked up and I was like,
No,
I'm not even on.
we didn't hear your presentation.
You did not?
No.
Okay.
We went on with the agenda. We approved old business.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, then. Should have called me and said, hey, you're not on the screen. Oh, my goodness. Okay. All right.
You just,
Let's
Nicole, what
proceed.
happened? You mentioned that your computer might die. So we thought that's exactly what happened. It died. So you're charging it to come back to make your presentation. So that's why we didn't call you.
Oh,
Answer.
you called? Okay, I'm sorry. I was going through the presentation.
Yeah, I mean, you were abrupt. It was just you were just gone. And we sat there quiet for like half of a minute, thinking that you were going to come right back off mute. And it didn't happen. So we went on with the agenda.
Okay. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. Well, proceed.
Okay. So right now, based on the cash we have available, $800 will cover our expenses that we have right now. And that will be Tina and the CPA.
so Nicole, we just passed a motion to do our assessments to pay Nicole, pay Katina off, so we don't have to sell any stocks. That's what you.
Okay. Then I vote yes on that.
Okay, so Sharon's gonna and we want to pay her before the next meeting, so that has passed. So Carolyn, I would also, in addition to that, if you can check with the CPA and see if we can pay him the following month, that would give us some breathing room. Then that way we can pay her now, and then we can pay him later. Can we do that?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Okay, Sharon, we're ready to proceed.
So is that part of the motion in terms of how we make the payments? We just made adjustments in terms of the assessments, and then we made a judgment about paying the auditor. Does that need to be included in that motion?
No, it's not the audit, it's the CPA, but no, we don't need to, that's not, doesn't need to be a part of the motion. That's just an action.
All right. So is there any, I mean, there's been so much discussion, I don't even know where we are. So we have a motion, we have a second. Is there now any discussion about the new motion? If not, let's just go ahead and vote. All ayes, please come off mute and say aye.
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 And any nays? Okay, the ayes have it. Okay, the next, is there any more discussion before we go on to the next item? The next item, now that we have approved the operating documents, we have the ability to now consider the official acknowledgement and acceptance of the leave of absence is what she's asking for. Leave of absence for Margaret England.
I'm sorry, I make a motion that we accept the request for a leave of absence for Margaret England.
Okay, is there a second on that?
I second that motion.
Thank you so much. Now, we had 2 seconds. Who came in first? Who wanted to have the second?
You go ahead, Dorita.
Okay, I second that motion.
Very good. Thank you so much for that. Is there any discussion on that? Okay, very good. Now, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Awesome.
Aye.
Are there any nays? Very good. Thank you so much for that. So I will send her an email saying that we have accepted her request for leave of absence. So now, acceptance of the 2024 Nabwic Investment Club annual report. Now, that was sent to us, right? Do we have?
Yeah. Motion.
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Do we have a need to review it? I mean, pretty much
You
all
get-
went, but
No. I'm
No.
sorry.
I make a
Listen,
motion that we, I make a
For
motion
the
that we,
meeting,
for me, it's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. Carolyn, what were you saying?
is that the annual meeting? The
Yes.
annual, okay. With that, I would say, Sharon, did you add the year-end portfolio information? Because what's in the current report right now, if it's not changed, is misleading, is wrong information. So if we have to update that, that might be the only thing maybe need to update for us to approve the annual meeting. Uh, whatever you want to call it, but yes, that was missing.
so
Highlight.
what I sent in, I know my homework was late, but I sent it in, I think Sunday night, didn't I?
No, I'm
And
just
it
saying
has been,
thing.
it has been updated. I
has-
received the information from Sharon and I updated it with the current,
Okay.
with that document.
Great.
So it's
Thank
been
you.
Mhm.
All right.
I like the question. The only change that I had, going to Carolyn's point, is a 2025 annual report, not 2024. And I know we discussed that back and forth, but the front cover says 2024, but it should be 2025, which covers 2024. And it covers the accomplishments from 2024, the goals of 2025. The one that's on the cover, it says 2024, that would have been last year, which would have included the accomplishments from 2023 and the goals for 2024. This
Okay,
document,
go ahead. I was
Yeah,
gonna say that that's noted and I'll make the correction on the document
right,
so
that's
that
the-
it is reporting as the 2025 annual report.
Yes.
and you get out to the education committee and to the press to become a part of the national annual report. So my motion is that we accept the annual report that is submitted with the necessary changes. That's the motion.
I
Okay,
second that motion.
very good. Thank you so much. Is there any more discussion on the annual report? So hearing no discussion, let us come off mute and indicate our approval of the annual report.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, are there any nays? Okay, so the annual report has been approved. On to new business. So we need to hold a special election of officers for vice president and secretary. And right now we have, and I guess we're going to do that tonight. Right now we have for vice president Nicole and Doretha Dennis, who has come in like a lightning, is going to become our secretary. So she will be taking your position, Nicole. So that is what's being proposed now. Do we have
Motion.
a motion for that?
Yes, I have a motion that we accept the slate of officers submitted.
Okay. Is there
I'll second it.
very good. Thank you so much for that. Is there any discussion? Okay, hearing no discussion, well, let's go ahead and vote. All that are in favor, please say aye.
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 Okay, are there any nays? Very good. All right, so now that has been moved. Let us go on to the next thing. And it says special appointment of the following position, portfolio manager. Praise the Lord. Now, what we're going to do with the portfolio manager, we have discussed this, and we're going to appoint Doretha Dennis as our portfolio manager. It's my understanding that Dorothy and I have talked about this, and we're going to be doing it in partnership. But she will be the team leader on the portfolio manager position. That is the special appointment. Is there any discussion on that? And do we have to take a vote? Since that
No,
appointment, okay. Is there any discussion?
no.
Okay, very good. Now, due date for the 2025 annual assessment. We just talked about that, but give me the date, the time again.
I'd like to make a motion that if we can do it in 30 days. So by the next meeting date.
I second
I
it.
second.
Okay, very good. Okay, so is the second gonna go to Dorita? All right, is there any discussion on this? So assessments will be so
I think that this,
have
I did want to add some discussion. I believe because some of our members already have memberships with other organizations, and therefore there is an adjustment for that membership fee. So if Carolyn could send out the actual assessment number or share that information, that would be my only recommendation.
I think she sent it already.
She has, oh, okay, and everyone has received it,
I think she
their
did
value for the assessment? Okay. All
come in
right, then
because she removed
that's,
me and she removed Aretha. Carolyn, can you speak to this?
Yes, I can speak to that. I did prepare a draft, and when I think, I'm not sure, last week when I was on the call, joined the call on the Zoom, and understood that I highlighted Dorita because I wasn't sure where her membership was. And then we found out that yes, she have a membership, so she would not have to pay any membership. So currently right now it will be Miss Anne and Dorita. Nabwic Investment Club will not be paying their membership dues. So everybody else will.
But the total amount,
I know the total assessment. 1 second. I think I did it.
yeah, I think that's what Nicole is asking. We don't have to do it right now. If you could send that to us in writing, then that way we're all clear that we have till the next meeting to pay that assessment, whatever it is, each of us. Is that okay for you, Carolyn?
That is fine for me because I already had it. It's just all I had to do is to take out Dorita's name. So yes, I will definitely send that out. Right. So currently, everyone who have membership will have to pay $252, and who do not have to pay membership is $207. But I will send it out.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Alrighty then. So do we have any guests? So that is done. Now, it says guest acknowledgement. We did that earlier in the agenda, right? So
Yeah, Sharon, if I can, I'd like to suggest, because we do have people who stayed on to the very end, and I think that's actually a testament to those who are seriously interested in joining, because this is the realization of what it's going to be each month as we meet. And so if it's okay, if we can have, we only have 2 or 3 people left. A couple of people had Mia and her family was getting on a flight. They had to leave. But we do have 2 people left. So if it's okay, if we can just maybe hear from them, and Nicole also with that update from what happened in the breakout as we prepare to wrap up. Sharon, is that okay?
sure.
Okay, so the 2 people who are left, if you want to come off mute and introduce yourself.
Good evening.
Maybe, yes.
I am here, Tiffany Cherry, Charlotte, North Carolina. So earlier Mia reached out to me and see if I was going to get joined in, and I decided to go ahead and get joined in. I didn't get to hear the info session because I was putting people over there, so I don't know if I can get an offline information session, but I saw the flow of the meeting today and how you all are operating. So one question I did have is, did you guys, before forming the group 7 years ago, or a couple years ago, did y'all do like educational training so you all felt comfortable going into stock analysis and knowing how to speak on the various levels?
The answer to the question is yes, and that is what's going to happen as a part of our orientation for new members.
Okay.
So Nicole, if you don't mind, you send Tiffany that information because you helped us phenomenally, Tiffany, with being able to do those breakouts when we were able to continue. Because we're already 2 hours into the meeting and we did not have that portion as a part of this agenda. So yeah, if you can Nicole, if you send her that information, I'm not sure about the other people that came on late and jumped off, but we'll talk about that later. But yes, answer the question, Tiffany, yes, we did.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, and I will, I'll go back in and capture all the email address of participants. I did share the interest form. If you are interested in learning a little bit more, it just helps us to gauge, where you are in your investment journey so that we can have those one-on-one conversations. So I'll share that information with you as well. And if you want to add your contact information, we can have more of a one-on-one. I will say for myself, I came in as a novice investor. I, invested personally for myself, but really didn't understand, the how to really select stocks and what really you needed to evaluate. It was more of just, things that I buy, things that I use, companies I'm familiar with. And Better Investing does have a host of resources that will take you from I don't even know what EPS is, all the way up to understanding, forecasting and the historical sales and the cash flow, the cash value versus the book value. So we are all excited, and that's really the goal of this organization, is to welcome that type of education and training so that we can build legacy for our families. So thank you. And I got your information, so I'll share that.
Okay, we had a couple more people.
I could go now. Can you all hear me?
Yes, Marianne, thanks.
Yeah, good evening, Miss McNeil. I'm here. I was invited. I got an email from Miss McNeil. Just like Miss Allen just said, I'm interested in building generational wealth. I've played around with stocks. I haven't put a lot of money in. I do my own market analysis based on, just like you said, going based off what's going on in the world, current world affairs. I've been researching a company called Boxable. It's pre-IPO right now. Pre-manufactured homes. I think that's gonna be a wave coming. So I'm interested to learn. I thank you all for offering the education as well, and mandatory education. So I'm in school right now, working part-time, but I'm getting my finances in order, making the right move. So I'm excited to be here, excited to learn. So thank you all.
Thank you for joining. Was there one other person, I think?
Yes, hi. My name is Natalia Cox. I'm in Ocala, Florida. Sorry for initially somebody had called my name, but I was driving and I didn't want to, get into an accident or anything. But now I'm home, and I thought a lot of the information was very interesting. I really like the fact that you guys provided some reference books that maybe we can do some research, especially if we're new to it, like I am. And I just felt I got the email. I was at work earlier and I said, you know what, I talk about wanting other streams of income, and then with the political and the economic, atmosphere right now, I feel that is important to know, to have different forms of income, but also to be informed about, stocks, when to buy, when to sell. So I thought it was very timely, and I hope I can be part of the organization. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, Sharon, I think that might be it for those that were able to stay on for the duration. I think we got everybody. Shelley just had to leave. So Nicole, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
I'd just like to suggest as we prepare to wrap up, that, and we can talk about this offline. I know we don't meet again until Monday. But I really would like to suggest if tomorrow, if we can get an email out, thank you for joining and listing the things. One of the things that we didn't talk about was the 90-day free membership that's offered by Better Investing. And I think that if we quickly get that out, we can discuss it either on the call. So those of you that's here, I'm going to put it in the chat now, so you don't have to wait to get the email from Nicole. But if you would go to betterinvesting.org, at the very bottom of that page, there's a free membership, okay, for 90 days. And you can get a jump on everybody else to get started now, okay? Betterinvesting.org. Just go to that site, and at the very bottom is a free membership. So Nicole, I think that that's critical. Even if we don't do anything, but just send that out, Nicole, if we don't do the other stuff, and have people go do the free membership while they're waiting.
Okay.
Okay, Nicole.
Yeah,
because
yeah,
that will
I
help.
agree. I'll include that information in the email correspondence.
Okay, and if you don't mind, if we can maybe just have a chat before you hit send, I'd like to have a look, if you don't mind, because I think we had excellent success. Thank you, Sharon, for your leadership and everybody else. I think we had upwards to maybe almost 30 people that came on in the beginning, and that's with the notice just going out in the last day or two. So imagine if people were properly notified weeks in advance. By the time we get the website and everything updated, I think that we're going to have a really good flow of individuals who are going to be expressing either interested in joining the club or interested in just learning more information about how to invest. So those are two separate tracks. And I think that we want to be mindful to have a separate process and strategy for each track separately, which we had not discussed. That's it for me, Sharon. Thank you, everybody. Great meeting.
Okay, just be mindful that Nicole has added the next set of meetings on here. I think Ann has already mentioned it. We have an education meeting on May the 13th. That's really important. And our executive meeting on May the 20th. That's going to be very important. So with that said, our next meeting, monthly meeting, is going to be June the 5th. So that should complete, that's the end of the agenda and complete all the discussion. Do we have a motion to end the meeting? A motion to adjourn?
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
Awesome. Do we have a second?
Second.
And McNeil second.
Awesome. Is there any discussion? All right, thank you so much. And I'll say aye.
Aye.
Absolutely. Okay, very good. It is now 8:39. Lord have mercy. Okay, very good.
3:30 morning.
Oh,
Good night,
goodness.
everybody.
Good night. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye-bye.